question, are you ready for some common solutions to some common issues at home? Back in a minute. Hey, this is Jan from New York City, and my channel name is Jan from New York City Saves Money. How's everybody doing this morning? Hope that this video, as always, finds everybody doing well. And if you're brand new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you've been here a long time, it's sincere and humble. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If just dropping by to say hello, hello. Hope one day you come back and stick around. Going to solve some teensy-weensy issues. Here's an issue. You ran out of fabric softener. What? Yes, that's an issue. Listen, if you have some hair conditioner at home, if you keep some hair conditioner, you could put a little bit in the wash water and it will help soften your water and soften your fabric. Problem solved till you get your fabric softener. There you go. Next issue. You're too tired to cook. You're just so tired to cook. And you are so tempted to pick up that phone and get what? Takeout. Well, if you can afford to do it, great. If you can afford to do it, not this moment, but in the future, well, that's the time you visit your good old friend, the freezer. Do you have any frozen foods that you made for yourself that you might have manufactured? Perfect night to take some of that out and just pop it in the oven and heat. If not, then of course, use those pre-made frozen meals. That is still far, far less expensive than takeout. Because keep in mind, especially if you're getting it delivered, you're going to have to do a tip too. So even if you're there, the courteous thing to do is leave a little bit of a tip as well. So we're just trying to save as much as we can. And that's the whole idea. Next issue. You ran out of nonstick baking spray. What was life like before we had nonstick baking spray? Well, I could tell you what Grandma did, my mother did, and I still do. I will use actual margarine, not always and only using nonstick spray for in between, or you don't feel like using nonstick. Good old margarine, but use the real margarine, not the ones that are like a spreadish kind of thing. Margarine. And the one that says great for baking, it really is great for baking. So read the label. So that's what you do if you run out of nonstick spray. Go back to what Grandma did, and it worked then, and it still works now. Just saying. Next issue. You want something that's cake-like, but not terribly sweet. This is where your banana breads or your apple breads or whatever other flavor breads that you can easily make from home. There are a gazillion recipes all over the place. You could just look them up, and they really save money. And they really are good for those times you want a little something, or you could slice it up with your lunch as part of your lunch. You could have a piece of banana bread and whatever else you're having, like a little cup of soup or a cup of broth, and very inexpensive and much, much better option than sweet cake. A much better option. And a great way to use up overripe bananas. So we don't like to waste them at all. Okay, next issue. You're out of flour, out of real all-purpose flour. If you can, and it depends on your recipe, if you happen to have pancake flour, you can, in many instances, work with that. Not all the time, some of the time. Just saying. Issue. You hate big cleanups when you're batch cooking. Well, first of all, congratulations to you for batch cooking. I'm all for it. The solution, and this works like a charm, clean up as you go along. Don't let it accumulate throughout the day as you're working. No, clean up as you go along. You will find that cuts down that process like I would say by 3/4, and use that same rule of thumb whenever you're making regular dinner anyway. So just saying. Issue, and this is an important one. Folks don't take you seriously because you tell them you work from home. What does that mean? Personal ringing phones. It's okay to take a few minutes. Absolutely. You can use the mental break. It's a good thing. When you find it's getting like overtly excessive or it's interfering in your task at hand, it's not just the phone, doorbells ring or, the sounds, the kids, whatever. It is a really important thing to let your family to be very clear to your family that just because you're working from home, you are still working. This is why it's really important, in my honest opinion, if you have a dedicated office space, if you have the luxury of being in a situation where you could close off that door and put up a do not disturb sign, something, anything, because nothing is more embarrassing. Let's say you're making a business call and somebody screaming out like family details or something in the background. Don't necessarily want your clients to have to hear that. Not to mention it's totally distracting. I don't understand even today with all the situations where many people have been forced to work from home, that still and all some people do not take work from homer workers seriously. I'm telling you, when I put on my business cap, I put on my business cap for real. I might take that couple of minute break, but I'm not going to dwell on personal calls all day long. It's just not good. It's just not, it doesn't work out. It's very distracting and you're not going to get the job done. Remember, when you're your own boss, you don't have that person hovering over you, which is, of course, the reason why we love being our own boss. But there are times that you need to really remind yourself, okay, I'm done with this situation. Do things in those time blocks. That helps. It's very helpful. Let me see. Oh, want to save money on eggs? Well, make more eggless dishes, more recipes that don't require eggs, and there are plenty of them out there. You could check them out. And also, of course, purchase my favorite thing of all, complete pancake type mixes. No eggs required, none at all. Well, gee, I really hope that, some of these solutions help with these little issues. And everyone seems to come up with an issue or two like this. I plan to do more videos like this in the future. I think they are or have been proven to be very, very helpful. Hey, I'm thinking about some of your ideas. Some of the best ideas come from you guys, for real and for true. So please do not hesitate to put a cause and effect, a problem, a solution, or whatever it is, tip or trick you would like to add to this video. I truly appreciate it. Thank you so much. In the meantime, this has been Jan from New York City. Thank you so much for viewing. Why? Because I really do appreciate you. Don't forget to come back in the future every single weekday morning, Monday through Friday at 5 a.m. Eastern. Come back in the evenings too, if you like, on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays for the radio version of me. There you go. I'm going to look now for my closing. And let's see where it is. La, 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 la. Back in a minute. Have an amazing, fantastic day. Thanks for sharing my videos too. Take good care now. Bye-bye.